Hello, esteemed gentlemen. Power is silent. Those who truly have it never need to announce it. In a world obsessed with loud personalities and attention-seeking theatrics, there's a rare breed of men who command respect without lifting a finger, or even trying. They're not the loudest voice in the room, nor do they fight for the spotlight. Yet somehow, all eyes gravitate toward them. Psychologists even suggest that these individuals, often referred to as Sigma males, possess a level of influence that rivals traditional leaders despite their low-key approach. How? Is it a Jedi mind trick? A pheromone we haven't discovered yet? Not quite. It's deeper than that and way more intriguing. What makes these men magnetic isn't what they do. It's what they don't do. And today, I'm about to reveal exactly how they hold the room without ever even clearing their throat. Buckle up. This isn't your average motivational fluff. It's about to get real. Number one, their absence creates a presence. When someone is always around, their presence becomes predictable, routine even. But when a person is intentionally elusive, something fascinating happens. People start noticing their absence. They become curious, wondering where this person went and what they're doing. That's the quiet power Sigma males wield without even trying. They don't need to constantly show up to remind the world they exist. In fact, their ability to step back strategically creates an undeniable presence when they return. This isn't about playing games or being arrogant. It's about understanding the psychology of value. Human nature automatically assigns importance to what isn't always accessible. Think about it. If you have access to a gourmet restaurant every day, it loses its allure. But when it opens only once a month, it becomes something worth anticipating. Sigma males operate like that rare experience, there when they choose to be, but never overexposed. Their absence doesn't create a void, it builds intrigue. People naturally want to fill in the blanks. Questions form, what's he up to? Why isn't he here? And when they do show up, their presence feels intentional, not routine. They don't fade into the noise of everyday interactions because they've conditioned people to notice them differently. This approach isn't just effective in social settings, it works professionally too. Co-workers and colleagues quickly learn to value their contributions because they aren't constantly seeking validation. Their rare insights hold weight precisely because they aren't delivered on a conveyor belt. Scarcity breeds respect. The beauty of this trait is that it's authentic. Sigma males aren't deliberately trying to play hard to get or manufacture mystery. They genuinely value their time and prioritize it accordingly. When they step back, it's not a strategy. It's a lifestyle. And when they choose to engage, their presence commands attention because it's never taken for granted. That's a level of respect you can't fake. Number two, they project "I know, but I don't have to prove it" energy. There's something magnetic about a person who knows their value without waving it around like a banner. Sigma males have mastered this effortlessly. They walk into a room, carry themselves with quiet confidence, and somehow everyone just knows they're capable, even if they never say a word about it. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. They don't need to prove themselves because, frankly, they're not looking for anyone's approval. This kind of energy flips social dynamics on its head. Most people scramble to list their achievements, name drop, or subtly, and not so subtly, fish, for compliments to establish credibility. Sigma males skip that exhausting dance altogether. They don't flex their intelligence or skills, but when the time comes to deliver, they do so with precision and impact. That's when people realize, oh, this guy isn't just confident for no reason, he actually knows his stuff. Their competence speaks through actions rather than boasts. You won't hear them dominating conversations about their accomplishments, but when a complex problem arises, they quietly solve it without fanfare. That's the moment respect naturally follows because their competence reveals itself without a sales pitch. It's also disarming. In a world where so many people are caught up in the performance of being impressive, the Sigma male's refusal to participate in that race makes others recalibrate. People respect them more because they aren't needy for attention or validation. In fact, their subtle approach often creates curiosity. What does he know that we don't? The beauty of this trait is its authenticity. Sigma males aren't holding back to create some mysterious persona. They're simply at peace with themselves. They've done the work, developed their skills, and don't feel the need to broadcast it. That quiet, self-assured energy commands more respect than the loudest voice in the room ever could. Number 3. Authentic communication with zero fluff. Sigma males don't waste words. They communicate with a directness that's almost refreshing in a world full of small talk, exaggeration, and pointless noise. When they speak, people listen, not because they're loud or demanding, but because their words actually mean something. There's no fluff, no filler, no desperate need to sound impressive. Just clear, intentional communication that gets to the heart of the matter. This isn't about being blunt or dismissive. It's about valuing both their time and yours. Sigma males understand that words have power, and when you throw them around carelessly, they lose their impact. So they choose theirs carefully. And when they do contribute to a conversation, their input often lands like a well-placed punch. People naturally respect those who don't waste their breath on nonsense. It's also what makes their opinions stand out. While others may dominate conversations with long-winded explanations, Sigma males cut straight to the point. Their brevity often makes their message hit harder because there's no fluff to dilute it. It forces people to pay attention, to digest each word, rather than letting it blend into background chatter. Interestingly, this style of communication also creates curiosity. Since they don't overshare or feel the need to fill silences, people are often left wanting to hear more. They create an air of mystery without even trying. That kind of restraint commands respect. It's a rare skill in a society where everyone is fighting to be heard. The beauty of this communication style is that it's not about domination, it's about authenticity. Sigma males say what they mean and mean what they say. They aren't speaking to impress, and that genuine approach naturally resonates with others. In a world filled with empty words, theirs carry weight, and that's why people remember them long after the conversation is over. Number 4. They naturally shift the power dynamic. There's an unspoken power that Sigma males carry without lifting a finger. They don't walk into a room and demand attention, yet something about their presence subtly shifts the atmosphere. Conversations slow down, egos deflate, and people instinctively adjust their energy. It's not a conscious decision, it just happens. That's the invisible pull of someone who's completely at ease with themselves. Most people are reactive in social situations, constantly adjusting to match whoever seems to be in control. But Sigma males don't play that game. They remain grounded in their own energy, unaffected by the social chaos around them. That calm, self-assured demeanor sends a message. I'm not here to impress you, and I'm not here to compete, and that changes the entire dynamic. Interestingly, this shift happens without confrontation. There's no need for them to assert dominance or outshine anyone. They're not concerned with climbing any social ladder or winning approval, but their very refusal to engage in those dynamics forces others to recalibrate. It's as if their quiet confidence sets a new standard for how everyone else behaves. Even high-status personalities who are used to being the center of attention often find themselves subtly deferring to a Sigma male's vibe. It's not about intimidation, it's about respect. People can sense when someone isn't playing by the usual rules, and it's both intriguing and disarming. What's even more fascinating is that this power dynamic shift isn't intentional. Sigma males aren't plotting social takeovers or crafting elaborate strategies. They're just being themselves, calm, self-assured, and entirely uninterested in superficial validation. That authenticity disrupts the status quo and naturally makes people gravitate toward them. In a world where most people either chase dominance or fade into the background, Sigma males effortlessly carve out a third option, commanding quiet respect simply by existing on their own terms. And that, without question, is power. Number 5. Master of intellectual subtlety. There's something captivating about someone who's incredibly smart, but doesn't feel the need to rub it in your face. That's the Sigma male's style. Sharp intellect delivered with a touch of finesse. They don't enter conversations to outsmart people or show off their knowledge. Instead, they listen, process and drop insights so subtly that it sometimes takes a moment to realize just how profound their points are. What makes this approach powerful is that it catches people off guard. In a world where so many are busy shoving opinions down your throat or trying to dominate conversations with endless facts, the Sigma's understated brilliance feels refreshing. They don't need to interrupt, over-explain, or correct others just to feel superior. When they speak, they offer something thoughtful, concise, and often layered with meaning. This intellectual subtlety creates an undeniable respect. People are drawn to someone who isn't trying to be the smartest person in the room, but somehow often ends up being just that. Sigma males can dismantle flawed arguments with a single well-placed question rather than a grand lecture. Their approach invites people to think rather than forcing them to listen, which makes their insights hit harder. Interestingly, this restraint also builds intrigue. People begin to notice that when the Sigma male speaks, it's worth paying attention. They might challenge conventional wisdom in a way that sparks new conversations or introduce a different perspective without being confrontational. That kind of quiet intellectual leadership naturally earns respect. The key to their success isn't just intelligence, it's how they wield it. They understand that knowledge isn't a tool for dominance, but a resource to be shared wisely. Their lack of ego in the process makes their contributions even more valuable. And because they don't oversaturate conversations with their brilliance, their insights carry a lasting weight, often shaping discussions long after they've left the room. Number 6, they leave ego out of the equation. In a world where so many conversations feel like battles for dominance, Sigma males take a completely different approach. They just don't care about winning. It's not that they lack opinions or shy away from discussions. They simply have no desire to let their ego drive the conversation. And that lack of attachment to being right instantly sets them apart from the crowd. Most people argue to boost their ego, prove a point, or gain validation. You can see it in the way they interrupt, get louder, and cling to their position even when it makes no sense. Sigma males skip all that noise. They're perfectly comfortable letting someone else have the last word if it means avoiding pointless drama. Ironically, this often earns them more respect because their restraint is seen as maturity, not weakness. What makes this approach powerful is that it disarms competitive individuals. When someone realizes the Sigma male isn't trying to beat them in a verbal showdown, they instinctively drop their guard. Conversations become more meaningful because they're no longer about winning, they're about understanding. Even the most assertive personalities come to appreciate this calm, ego-free dynamic. This attitude also allows Sigma males to absorb information more effectively. Instead of being so focused on defending their opinions, they actually listen. And when they do respond, it's thoughtful and impactful rather than reactionary. People respect that kind of measured approach because it adds value rather than just creating noise. What's even more impressive is that Sigma males don't sacrifice their convictions in the process. They hold strong beliefs, but don't feel the need to shove them down anyone's throat. They understand that ego is a fragile beast, always hungry, always demanding attention. By refusing to feed it, they rise above petty debates and command a quiet, unshakable respect. Number 7, quietly break systems from within. Sigma males are the quiet disruptors of the world. They don't rally crowds, make grand speeches, or demand immediate change. Instead, they observe the cracks in a system, find its weak points, and carefully dismantle it from within, often without anyone noticing until it's already shifting. Their approach isn't flashy, but it's undeniably effective. What makes this strategy so powerful is that it's rooted in subtlety and precision. While others are busy shouting about what's wrong, Sigma males are already crafting solutions and leading by quiet example. They challenge flawed norms, not by fighting the system head-on, but by exposing its inefficiencies through smarter alternatives. This earns respect because people naturally gravitate toward those who offer better ways of doing things, rather than just pointing out what's broken. Their influence often flies under the radar. Colleagues, friends, or even superiors might not immediately recognize that the Sigma male is reshaping the landscape until the results become undeniable. And by then, the change is already embedded because it wasn't forced. It evolved organically. What's even more interesting is how this approach inspires others to think differently. Sigma males don't preach or demand conformity to their ideas. Instead, they plant seeds of thought through questions, insights, and actions that naturally make people reconsider outdated ways of thinking. It's a form of quiet leadership that shifts mindsets without the noise. This subtle rebellion often earns them respect, even from traditional authority figures. Because they aren't confrontational, they're harder to dismiss. Their calm, solution-focused approach makes it clear they're not looking to create chaos. They're looking to create progress. In a world that often confuses volume with value, Sigma males prove that true influence doesn't require shouting from the rooftops. Sometimes the most profound changes happen quietly, led by those who are patient enough to work beneath the surface and wise enough to know that the best revolutions often go unnoticed until it's too late to stop them. Number 8. Strategic detachment from drama. Sigma males have an almost uncanny ability to stay above the fray. Where others get sucked into gossip, petty disputes, and meaningless drama, they instinctively sidestep the chaos as if it doesn't even register on their radar. This isn't about arrogance. It's about knowing what deserves their attention and energy. Most things simply don't make the cut. Their detachment isn't forced, it's natural. They don't need to announce that they're staying out of the mess or judge those who indulge in it. They simply remain unbothered, which frustrates those looking for an emotional reaction. This quiet composure instantly sets them apart as someone who operates on a higher frequency. People notice this restraint because, let's be honest, most of us struggle to ignore drama when it's swirling around us. Gossip pulls people in like a magnet, and petty arguments often feel irresistible. But Sigma males are wired differently. They understand that engaging in these distractions only lowers their value and wastes time. By refusing to participate, they maintain their dignity and elevate their status in the eyes of others. Interestingly, this detachment often makes them trusted confidants. Since they don't fan the flames of gossip or pick sides in disputes, people see them as neutral and reliable. Others instinctively feel safe sharing things with them, knowing they won't turn around and spread it. That quiet integrity naturally earns respect. Even in professional settings, this approach is gold. While office politics consume others, Sigma males focus on the work itself. They become the people others look to for steady, unbiased perspectives. They don't get caught up in cliques or power struggles, which ironically makes them more powerful in the long run. Their ability to remain detached isn't a weakness, it's a strategy. They understand that drama is a distraction designed to pull people off course. By refusing to engage, they stay focused, maintain their composure, and earn the kind of respect that only comes from someone who clearly knows they're above the noise. Number 9. Mysterious confidence that leaves people guessing. Sigma males exude a kind of confidence that doesn't need to be explained. It's low-key, almost invisible at first glance, but it's powerful nonetheless. It's not in the way they talk, walk, or demand attention, because they don't. Instead, it's in their sheer ability to exist without oversharing, without giving anyone everything they want to know. This quiet, enigmatic energy leaves others guessing and wanting more. While most people reveal pieces of themselves in order to gain approval or get attention, Sigma males don't feel the need to perform. They move through the world with a calm, almost aloof presence, which triggers curiosity. People can't quite figure them out, and that mystery only makes them more intriguing. This isn't about being intentionally distant. It's just that they've mastered the art of being selective about what they share. And that creates an aura of unpredictability. Because of this mystery, they often become the subject of speculation. What does he really think? What does he know that I don't? Others are constantly trying to decode their behavior, but Sigma males leave just enough hidden to keep that curiosity burning. That uncertainty gives their words and actions weight because they aren't giving away everything. This type of mysterious confidence commands respect without the need for validation. People naturally gravitate towards someone who doesn't lay their entire life story out for everyone to see. It's magnetic. People want to know more, but they also respect that the Sigma male has no obligation to reveal himself to anyone. It's not about being secretive for the sake of being elusive. It's about knowing that their worth doesn't need constant reinforcement. They understand that the more you reveal, the less people are left to wonder. And by leaving just enough of a mystery, they become a subject of admiration and quiet fascination. In a world where so many people are trying to show off, the Sigma male's ability to remain understated while keeping others intrigued is a rare skill that demands respect. They don't need to announce their confidence because it's already clear to anyone paying attention. Number 10. Ethical rebels. Sigma males are the ethical rebels of the world. Those rare individuals who carve out their own moral path, one that doesn't always align with the expectations or norms of society. They don't follow the crowd simply because it's the easiest option, nor do they conform to rules because they're told to. Instead, they create their own code of ethics based on what resonates with their true values and beliefs. This makes them stand out in a sea of people who are willing to compromise their principles for acceptance or convenience. What's remarkable about Sigma males is their unwavering conviction in their principles. They live by their personal code, even if it means standing alone, facing judgment, or dealing with the discomfort of being an outsider. And that's where the respect comes in. In a world where so many are willing to bend or break their own values for social approval, the Sigma male's courage to remain true to himself is undeniably powerful. People admire those who aren't afraid to speak truth to power or refuse to play along with what they know is wrong. Sigma males aren't driven by the desire to be liked or praised for their stance. They do what feels right, regardless of the consequences. That kind of bravery commands respect because it shows an incredible amount of inner strength and authenticity, traits that are in short supply in today's world. It's not about being rebellious for the sake of it. Sigma males aren't looking to disrupt for drama's sake. Their rebellion is ethical, rooted in principles that they believe in deeply. They are not afraid to question societal norms, challenge outdated traditions, or speak up when others remain silent. And in doing so, they show that true leadership often comes from standing firm in one's beliefs, no matter the pressure to conform. In a world where noise, competition, and attention-seeking behaviors often dominate, the Sigma male stands as a quiet force, unmoved by the need to prove anything to anyone. His power isn't in being the loudest or most visible. It's in his ability to remain effortlessly composed, confident without arrogance, and intriguing without trying. His value comes from within, and because of that, he commands respect through action, presence, and an authentic detachment from the superficial. People don't just admire him, they instinctively respect him, not because he demands it, but because he doesn't need to. The Sigma male doesn't need to be the center of attention or chase status. Instead, he leaves an impression that lingers long after he's gone, one that makes people rethink their assumptions, recalibrate their expectations, and value the unspoken power of quiet strength. His subtle mastery of self-assurance, intellectual depth, and strategic detachment creates a presence that can't be ignored, no matter how low-key it seems. And that, in the end, is the ultimate command of respect, not through effort or force, but by simply being exactly who you are without apology or explanation. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Sigma males and their unique ways of commanding respect, make sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on more insightful content like this, exploring the traits and mindsets of exceptional individuals. Join our community and stay ahead of the curve with more thought-provoking videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear what you think about the Sigma male traits and how they've impacted your perspective.